Testing 1 2 1 2. You light up. You hear me? It's on. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, they said 1 second. Good morning. My name is Rebecca Gaines, and I am with the women's tennis team. It is an honor to welcome you to the Althea Gibson renaming ceremony. Althea Gibson blazed a new trail in tennis, winning some of the sport's biggest titles in the 1950s and breaking racial barriers in professional golf. Althea Gibson attended Florida A&M University beginning in 1949. Gibson attended on an athletic scholarship to play both tennis and basketball while majoring in physical education. In 1953, she graduated from Florida A&M University. It is an honor to follow her. Having the opportunity to practice and play on Althea Gibson Tennis Courts facility every day inspires me to work hard on and off the court. Her determination and success opened doors around the world for other people. I hope that seeing her name each day on Althea Gibson Way will continue to inspire everyone to work toward their dreams. Florida A&M University women's tennis team could not be prouder of this monumental event of naming Wanish Way to Althea Gibson Way. It is a long time coming that the entire world can truly see how magnificent Miss Gibson was on and off the tennis court. And now we'll have the invocation by Reverend Hugh Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, members of the academic community, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're wondering why I'm here, Al Lawson, who is a member of my congregation, said to me, "Father, is it true that Althea Gibson used to be a member of St. Michael and All Angels Episcopal Church?" You know, those kind of leading questions. And I said, "Al, don't worry about it, because I've already checked the registers. Because someone who said she's a biographer asked about this. She is a Michaelite." And one more thing before I pray. The person responsible for drawing Althea to St. Michael and All Angels is Father David Brooks, the legendary Father David Brooks, who incidentally was the chaplain here at FAMU many, many years ago. We thank God for Father Brooks and his ministry among us. And now let us thank God for sharing Althea with us. Kindly bow your heads. Our Father and our God, we thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for the opportunity always to serve others. And we gather today to honor your servant Althea, whom you bless with great athleticism, intellect, and a caring heart for others. May we, as we honor her today, seek to walk in her footsteps and forever remember the many trophies she won, very important, but the hearts that she changed, most important. May this be so. Amen.
And now we'll have greetings by our university president, Dr. Larry Robinson.
Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Gaines, for serving as our hostess this morning, and also congratulations to you and the tennis team for almost defending your SWAC championship last week. But you are some outstanding young ladies indeed. So we are gathered here today to celebrate a momentous occasion, the naming of Althea Gibson Way in honor of a woman whose legacy transcends the boundaries of sports and reflects the very essence of resilience, courage, and groundbreaking achievement. Althea Gibson was not just a phenomenal athlete, she was a trailblazer who broke the color barrier in international tennis, becoming the first African American to win a Grand Slam title. Her remarkable journey from humble beginnings on the segregated courts of Harlem, New York, to the highest of 7 hills at FAMU, to the hallowed halls of the grounds of Wimbledon, Roland Garros and the U.S. National Championship, which now is the U.S. Open, is a testament to her indomitable spirit and unwavering dedication. Her bio online at the International Tennis Hall of Fame, and I did say the International Tennis Hall of Fame, reads in part, what Jackie Robinson did for baseball by being in the Brooklyn Dodgers starting lineup at first base on April the 15th, 1947, Althea Gibson did for tennis when she made her historic debut, defeating Barbara Knapp 6-2, 6-2 in the first round of the U.S. National Championships on August the 25th, 1950. The U.S. National Championships is today the U.S. Open. One of my most treasured memories as president of this university was attending the Althea Gibson statue unveiling in 2019 at the U.S. Open. It was a special day for rattlers everywhere, like this one is today. Her statue sits outside of Arthur Ashe Stadium, proclaiming to the world that she opened the door for him and countless other African Americans to follow. The street renaming truly brings it home to us here in Tallahassee as we recognize an outstanding American who is an inspiration for all. Today, we unveil Al Gibson Way on the campus of her beloved Florida A&M University, where she was recruited on an athletic scholarship by another iconic rattler, Coach Alonzo Smith Jake Gaither, and majored in physical education, as you heard. She played basketball and tennis and was mentored in golf by the late Coach Hansel Tooks. Gibson was initiated into Alpha Kappa Alpha, sorority Inc., the Beta Alpha chapter here on the highest of 7 hills, and that's why you see all these beautiful ladies adorned in pink and green. I know in particular that one of them, Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox, is really, really happy about what is happening today. Althea Gibson graduated from this institution in 1953. Just think about what she did in the years that ensued. Let us remember the barriers that she broke and the path she paved for generations to come. The street naming is not just an homage to her historic victories on the tennis court, but recognition of her enduring impact on civil rights and her role in shaping a more inclusive and equitable society. As we celebrate this historic dedication today, let us draw inspiration from Althea Gibson's life and her legacy. May this street serve as a constant reminder of her extraordinary contributions, the power of perseverance, the power of excellence, and the power of breaking barriers. But Althea Gibson truly represents what we say to all of our students, even today, is that you can get anywhere from Florida A&M University. Thank you all for being here today to honor a true pioneer and a champion, Althea Gibson, and special thanks to the many people who made this happen. In particular, one of those you'll hear from later, Representative Al Lawson. Thank you all so much.
And now we'll have remarks by Mayor John Daly.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
President Robinson, thank you so much for the invitation to be on campus for this fine event. And by the way, campus looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I know it's the end of the semester and everybody's really excited, but it is an honor and a privilege to be here. Let me also take a second to recognize my colleagues. You're going to hear from DWC herself in just a second, speaking on behalf of her sorority sister. But also the Mayor Pro Tem, Curtis Richardson, has joined us. Commissioner Jack Porter has joined us. I also want to take a second to recognize our colleagues at the county that are here with us as well, along with the chairwoman herself, Carolyn Cummings, Commissioner Rick Minor, thanks for joining us. City Manager, the Deputy City Manager is here. Representative Allison Tant is here. We've got a great crowd out to celebrate today. And of course, Congressman, thank you for all your hard work and dedication as well on this particular project. As the mayor of the city of Tallahassee, I am honored to stand here today with my colleagues to recognize Ms. Althea Gibson for her contribution by naming this city street after her in conjunction with Florida A&M University and the Board of Directors. By honoring her in this way, it is our intent to make her legacy and contributions to both athletics and civil rights even more prominent within our community and help introduce future generations to her groundbreaking achievements. Ms. Gibson was an amazing athlete whose successes were numerous, earning her a place in the Tennis Hall of Fame, the International Tennis Hall of Fame. This was no small feat given the gender and the racial barriers of the time. Her determination and sheer talent opened doors around the world for other women and people of color. By naming this street in her honor, we at the city are shining a light, a proud light, on her profound accomplishments, our community's unique character, and highlighting the exemplary work done by the Florida A&M University, the #1 public HBCU in the nation, for decades to develop student athletes of higher caliber. It is my hope that seeing her name each day on Althea Gibson Way will continue to inspire everyone to work towards their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and it's my honor and privilege to introduce Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox for comment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Giving honor, because we always do this, give honor to God.
Yes.
Who is the head of my life, and I hope he is of yours as well. It would not be possible for this day to happen without his help. Because had it not been for God, there would be no Althea Gibson, and there would be no us as well. I am very proud to stand here at my university, the one that shaped and molded me all the way from Quincy, Florida, to be able to stand here today in honor of this great lady, this great rattler, this great member of Alpha, Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We are very, very proud of that fact. I went searching for something off the beaten path that she had said, and I found it. And what she said was one of her quotes, one of her many quotes. I always wanted to be somebody. Anybody in the audience feel that way? Always wanted to be somebody. And she said, if I made it, it's half because I was game enough to take a lot of punishment along the way. But she felt no ways tired. She continued, even though it wasn't easy. Beta Alpha, it wasn't easy doing what she did, but she did it anyway. What a legacy for us to follow. All members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, if you would, please stand. I ask you to stand because I want her to be able to see you from heaven and let her know that we are here in full effect supporting the naming of this street. Every time I drive down Althea Gibson Way, I will remember this day, this great lady, and the legacy that she has brought to this university, this great rattler. Great things are happening in the city of Tallahassee, on the campus of Florida A&M University, on Althea Gibson Way, every day. God bless you, and long live the legacy and life of this great legend. May we continue to hold the torch high as we keep the legacy going. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
And now we'll have remarks by Congressman Al Lawson Jr.
Good morning. I'm a Justice Mike for ordinary people. Mr. President, the faculty and staff at the university, is a real honor for me to be here with you today. You can see about last summer, I was having lunch with my good friend, Doug Manhammer. Doug, where are you? See him back there? And Doug had just read Althea Gibson book. And he asked me, was I there at the time she was in school? And I said, wait, Doug, I'm not that old. Yeah. I said, but I know a lot about her. And when I saw Professor Darrell Tooks come up this morning, I thought about all that his father did with Althea Gibson, you know, to help mold her into the individual that she became here. And then I also like to thank Coach Gaither, and I saw the football coach here, that he knew a whole lot more other than football when he recruited her to Florida A&M University. And this past week, I overheard my wife, Dolores, who was here, talking to her brother in Maryland. And she told him about this activity. And he said that all he can remember is walking up the hill, because they live right on campus, to see a tennis match. And he remember Althea Gibson was able to beat every guy she played against. So I thought that was very interesting. Now there's some individuals that I need to thank that made this possible. And I think about Doug because I don't think a day passed that Doug was not working on this issue about what we needed to do and keep it into the forefront. And then I think about the staff, especially Danielle Macbeth for all her hard work. And Attorney David Seff, I don't know whether he is here or not, but he had the responsibility for many, many months to contact all of the property owners on the street. And then I really can't say enough about contacting the city, especially Cynthia Barber, Reese, the city manager, and all the commissioners who thought it was very important that we do this. And so they worked tireless and hard over the months to make this very possible. And this is a great day in the state of Florida and a great day in the city of Tallahassee. And I can tell you, for those young people who are here, as what Commissioner Diane said, Cox said, you can be whatever you want to be. You know, I asked my 6-year-old granddaughter in Atlanta that loved to play with Commissioner's daughter. And I said, what you want to be? And she said, I'm going to be whatever I want to be. Yeah. And so I said, that was a pretty good answer, you know. And so I say to all of you all here, this is a great opportunity for FAMU to really have the opportunity to honor her that will be remembered forever. So I am honored and feel that she was a great Episcopalian, you know, and I texted the AD, and I told AD, I said, you know, this is very significant. You become the first female AD at Florida A&M University. And I said, even more not only to have the first AD female at Florida A&M University, but to be honored with the most famous female that ever lived in Tallahassee, of all, everybody here. And I want to thank the Tallahassee Tennis Association, and I see some of them that are here today, and a lot of the individuals from Florida State University. I was looking to see Barbara Palmer. I don't know whether she made it or not. But during the time I was coaching at FSU, Barbara had a hard role being the first female athletic director for women. And I was able to contact Sarah Hill Yates, that's in Illinois, about this great occasion, you know, and wish that she could be here, but she couldn't. And also I need to thank personally Dr. Freddie Grooms, because Dr. Freddie Groom was at the forefront when I was back in the 70s and into the 80s for paving the way for females to get this kind of honor, and at the same time standing very firm. I told her, I always tell her that because she helped me get my first job, but she didn't help me get my second or third. You know. But anyway, it's a real honor, and staff and everyone is here, and I just want to congratulate all of you for showing up for this historic occasion. Thank you very much.
And now we'll have acknowledgments by Director Danielle Macbeth.
Good morning, Rattlers and AKAs and Deltas and members of the senior leadership team, friends. This is a wonderful, wonderful occasion. And I don't know, Congressman, I'm going to lower the mic for extraordinary people. So we have, and by a very extraordinary person, we have amazing greetings to bring you from on high, from our nation's capital, by a very special Rattler, our very own Faith Lowe, who is the engagement advisor for one of your fellow sorors, Commissioner, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Thank you to President Robinson, our elected officials, and the university. It is such a pleasure to be here. I am Faith Lowe, a graduate of Florida A&M University and Florida A&M University College of Law, and an initiate of the Beta Alpha chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I serve as an engagement advisor in the Office of the Vice President, and I come to you with words on behalf of Vice President Harris. I am honored to send my warmest greetings to Florida A&M University and the entire city of Tallahassee as you gather for the Althea Gibson Way renaming ceremony. Althea Gibson was an extraordinary athlete and trailblazer during a period of time in our nation's history fraught with racism and inequity. Althea helped pave the way for Black athletes as the first Black tennis player to win a Grand Slam and the first Black golfer to integrate the Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour. Althea continues to inspire generations of athletes and young leaders to pursue their dreams. The sorors of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated stand on the shoulders of women like Althea, who worked every day to create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Throughout her life and career, Althea broke many barriers and fully embodied the words that my mother often told me. You may be the first to do many things, but make sure you're not the last. I am grateful that you all are honoring Althea's legacy through this namesake, and I'm thankful to FAMU for continuing to foster an environment that uplifts and empowers young leaders. May this street serve as a permanent reminder to us all to continue Althea's legacy by breaking barriers, leading with conviction, and serving our communities with care. Vice President, Kamala D. Harris. Thank you.
So it has really been a great pleasure to work with the mayor and the city commission, with the county commission, certainly with the staff, the communication staff who have been amazing to work with on this journey as well. I want to also thank, of course, our internal logistics team, Vernon Bryant, Dr. Kavanaugh and team, Officer Vaughn, Kendall Jones and team, and Ms. McNeely and team, because it does take a village to bring an event together. We've got our members of our senior leadership team, if you could please stand, including our COO, our provost in attendance. And then if we could please have our Vice President and Director of Intercollegiate Athletics to introduce a very special attendee as well.
Thank you, Danielle. When Danielle reached out to me to offer some remarks, I had just been introduced to someone that I wanted to yield my time to that I will introduce shortly, but I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to just acknowledge what a significant day today is and how so many things are possible because of the way that Althea Gibson showed up, showed out, and represented and just really paved the way for Black women, particularly in sport at FAMU. Probably 10 minutes before I walked over here, we presented our women's cross-country team with their SWAC championship rings. They are able to show up and see themselves as a part of a legacy of strong Black women who are competitors at Florida A&M University. I would be remiss if I did not re-acknowledge our mistress of ceremonies, Rebecca Gaines, who is also a SWAC champion and our #1 tennis player here at Florida A&M University. So for her to come and step in willingly to be a part of this day is remarkable. And Coach Nikki Houston, I know you're out there. Can you wave your hand? Coach Houston, can you come forward so everyone can see you really quickly? I know you're going to kill me for doing this. But Coach Houston is an alumna of Florida A&M University. She is our head women's tennis coach. Come further forward so everyone can see you. She has won a SWAC championship as a coach, led our team to its first ever NCAA tournament appearance. And she is certainly following in the footsteps of the great Althea Gibson. So I just wanted you to be recognized and appreciated for all that you have done to make sure that her legacy is kept alive by maintaining a competitive, excellent championship level tennis program. The other thing I will mention, even in the HBCU space, when you look at the landscape of college athletics and Division I athletics, less than 4% of the head coaches are Black women. Even when you factor in HBCUs, less than 4%. We are so fortunate to have an alum to step in this space and follow in Althea Gibson's footsteps. So thank you. When Representative Al Lawson sent me the flyer to celebrate today's occasion, I was ecstatic. And the first text, I forwarded it immediately to Katrina Adams. Katrina Adams was the first Black person and the youngest woman to serve as the president of the USTA. Okay? So within an hour, Katrina had called my cell phone and sent me an email and connected me with Miss Michelle Curry, who is the administrator of Althea Gibson's estate, and her cousin Don. So very shortly, I was in the back of an Uber. We were on a phone call, and I shared with Michelle about the occasion, and she began to just talk about all of the great things that Althea had done, some things I knew about, some things I didn't. And when I told her about all of the work that so many of you put in to make today happen, she said, I'm gonna book a flight. I mean, this was probably less than 2 weeks ago, and she says, I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna adjust my schedule. Even if I have to fly into Jacksonville and drive over to make it happen, I will be there. So I'm incredibly honored at this time to introduce to you someone who I have recently met and look forward to continuing to cultivate a relationship with, Miss Michelle Curry.
I'm overwhelmed, I'm overjoyed to represent Althea Gibson every second of my life. My aunt, Frances Clayton Gray, was the primary caregiver for Althea in her later years. And 1 month, almost to the day, that Dr. Robertson joined us at the US Open to dedicate that statue, my aunt passed away because her job was done. Althea had a statue, one of two at the Open property, both of them being African American, one Althea, one Arthur. She also has a US postage stamp. And in January 2025, Althea Gibson will be featured on the United States Quarter. So I can say thank you, thank you, thank you, but this is not about me. It is about the work, the time, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, literally, that Althea lived for the majority of her life. And every time you need a visual of what it looks like to survive, see Althea. Every time you need a visual to understand that if you can dream it, you can achieve it, look at Althea. And every time you need that voice in the back of your head to tell you, you can keep going, hear Althea. Thank you.
Yes. So I'm thinking about, I've been in probably constant contact with Congressman Lawson and Commissioner Ryan Williams-Cox almost on a daily basis. So at this time, we will have the ceremonial unveiling by the city commissioners and the congressmen and FAMU officials.